and I live on an island north in Norway. Welcome aboard, everyone. Welcome aboard. Woo!
In this episode, we will talk about the spiritual practice of walking with the sun here in Sápmi, about the very Scandinavian folk story of the Vardøger spirit predecessor, about how I tangibly talk and communicate with the spirit of my land. We will have great joy and fun playing a Viking instrument. We will meet the sun for the first time again after the polar night, and we will simply just breathe and live together for a while.
Looking at the sun for the first time after 3 months. It looks surreal, guys. Look at that. We have snow on the mountains, but look at the ground. There is no snow. I'm getting crazy this year. It's a huge nonsense that nature is gifting us. We don't understand the people of the Arctic. We are lost for words, guys, lost for words. Of course, we're getting the most incredible light at this time of the year because the sun is slowly coming back. It will not be visible until February, mid-February, but we're getting an horizon line that looks magical, absolutely magical. I came for my morning drive. Say hello to our morning, really. So I came for a morning drive. I just let the road take me places, and with a cup of coffee I just walk a little bit with nature. Let the road take you places. Until now I'm getting back home and I'm taking care of the property with something absolutely magical that I intend to pass on to you because it's a wonderful routine. Let's go home. Let's take care of the household. Oh, det är så jävla kallt. Oh, it's so bloody cold. OMG, I have a stream of water here. See, we couldn't survive in the Arctic without wellies. Boy. Let the road take you places. Let's take care of the home. So in this season where the light slowly starts to come back here in the Arctic, we become a lot more mindful of how we walk around our property. So many call this walking with nature or walking with the sun. So, and it's a conscious way of walking around your property for a purpose. When we walk like this, we draw in. When we walk like this, we want to cast out. But when it comes to us living up here at this latitude, this is the season where we start working with the light, so starting working with the sun. While during the mörketid, so during the polar night, what the world would call the polar night, we tend to work instead with the moon and the stars. So this is the season of Beaivi, so it's the season of our sun god, and whatever we do, we are actually very mindful of the movement of the sun. I would walk following the movement of the sun in the sky around the property, drawing in exactly what I would love to draw in, and I cast out, so I walk anti-clockwise to cast out instead. If there has been too much tension, if there has been too much worry, and I would love to cast that out of the household, that is exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna head outside and walk anti-clockwise around the house. So clockwise to draw in, anti-clockwise to draw out. You cannot take care of yourself if your surroundings are rotten. Do you understand what I mean? So if you don't take care also of your household to the same extent, it ain't gonna work. Solely working on your body, on your mind, it's not particularly going to work. Not based at least, you know, on the folklore, on the wisdom of this land that is called the Sapmi, and that you would probably call Norwegian Lapland. So my best advice, you know, you see what's in my back, my house. This deserves as much care, cleanse, banishing, love, affection, tender nurturing, as much as my body does. So this is my best advice to you, my friends. It's a beautiful day. Let's go and have a look. This, guys, at my back is a Viking burial mound. So a very large Viking burial mound here in northern Norway. So it's very highly charged land to do whatever kind of regenerative rather than spiritual work. So it's a place where I do tend to come a lot for my morning routines, and there's my mother that calls this one that I just talked about to you as my epic morning routine, because one morning I told her, you need to be mindful of how you walk around your household, especially, you know, when the light starts to increase. And I told her the routine, and she just said, wow, it's epic. So since then, this has stayed my epic morning routine, guys. So clockwise walking, drawing, anti-clockwise cast out. Now, another thing that I would love to talk about is actually the body posture. So how do we walk around the property, around our household? But I would say also in general, this is something I have, to be honest, quite been ridiculed in my life for. It makes me sad because it really shows that, especially in big cities, you know, I've had this issue, you know, people being surprisingly judgmental towards this way of walking of mine. It's life, you know. I have not had this problem any longer since I moved to the middle of nowhere, so there is no one that has to observe my way of walking rather than nature. So the body posture is for me very, very important. Since I was very, very young, I am really the daughter of my father, so I assume this body posture while I walk. So I hold my hands in the back and I straighten my chest. So I open my chest and I walk. I've been called elderly and all sorts of weird names, you know, but that doesn't matter, you know, it does not matter. I kept it, so it really does matter. That's my way of walking usually. One of the reasons why, but it's based on how it makes me feel, is that it makes me feel more open to nature. This type of, you know, this dangling, do you understand? It's not, it's closed. I feel my chest area closed. If I do this instead, I feel very, very open to the possibilities that come in. So it's not really what we do, it is about how we do that. We can choose, you know, we can choose to do everything that we do with a doomed mindset, really, but we can also choose to do with a very powerful mindset instead, that is gonna really, really flip the flavor of each and every day. So it's up to you. There is power in that. There is great power in that. It's called the willpower, my friends. So we all have it. So we all choose. We choose every day how we want that day to feel like, to taste like, to look like. So make the best out of it, guys. Glorious, the ivy, you're back. Almost. We're gonna see the sun on mid-February, so I know he's behind there, but we cannot see it on this island. We cannot, so just behind the mountain, so coming to us. We're waiting for him, so it's gonna be a great celebration when he's gonna be back. How cool is that? Cool. Guys, it's minus 15 real feel. Oh, it's very, very cold. We are desperately hoping for some snow. If Skadi, you would only listen to us. No, it's completely, as you can see, completely snow-free, frozen to the very brim. We are struggling. It's immensely dry, immensely. It's the type of weather where your lips will dry immediately. So I'm gonna go and make a fire and warm up a little bit the household, and then we can start the day with a magical reading, so that can guide us all throughout the upcoming weeks and days. It is a wonderful card. We could have not hoped for a better energy, pattern energies to have around than the Three of Pentacles. With this card, basically, it's like Spirit is telling us, you are being heard. You will be heard. So your hopes, your goals, your visions are going to be listened to, so that they can become a tangible reality. This card is a pentacle, so it forecasts tangibility, in my opinion. Many are going to be very successful in their endeavors. This card is really all about seeking a creative career, a creative outlet, or a job with a creative flair. So if you are already in that, it's very good for you, but this card recommends to allow yourself to have a creative outlet and dedicate a lot of space to that for creativity. Of course, I also mean spirituality. So this is a phase where you are gonna be seen and heard by the gods. This could be also a very good time to renovate or fix things in your household. However we put it, this card is a card of expansion, growth, collaboration. It's a card of opening up to others, to opening up to a higher source, a higher presence. Open up your heart. Expect very good things to happen in your career. This card symbolizes also a coming together, a union that is going to be fundamental and necessary, I would say. Pentacles for me are really all about persistence, and 3 is all about improvement. What a great message from Spirit we have gotten this time. Treasure these words because they are meant for you who are watching this right now. Opening up, guys, is going to be absolutely key from this video to the next one. And about opening up, I was indeed thinking about how beautiful it is sometimes when we do open up and spirit responds. So often, it happens that we can, because as a consequence of this opening up, we experience what I love to call echoes from the future. That would be roughly what would translate at large the concept, the very Norwegian concept of Vardøger. I will write it on screen here for you to see how it's written, so that you can research it yourself. So some people are able to meet the spiritual predecessor of the very person that is going to enter their household. Vardøger is basically the manifestation, if we would like, of sound, smell of the person that is going to come to you, so approaching your household. Now, we do have it, Daniel and I, in a very different way. When it comes to Daniel, I would say that what he can see is technically that person seeing herself or himself entering our driveway. So it's very vision based. When that person that is driving towards us can see themselves into our driveway, that is the moment that you will hear Daniel saying, "Mom is coming," or a certain friend is coming. Well, when it comes from me, it's more based on me literally sometime going and opening the door of the house and even saying, "Hey, you're here," and there is no one there. So it's like, it's more in the tangibility of the thing, because I pick up a smell, I pick up a sound that I feel I've heard in the driveway, and I'm 100% sure that that person that I'm waiting for is actually there. So Vardøger would be the spiritual predecessor of a person, so to speak. I would call the Vardøger, so this phenomenon, this kind of sensitivity, as a sort of passive sensing. There is, in my opinion, something very, very important in the connection with the gods and the land, spirit, and it is active sensing. This is a technique where you do send out a proper magical pulse that bounces off a body in front of you and gets back to you like an echo. In my very own expertise, this is how I tend to communicate with the gods. So I will choose a place in nature, I will choose a god I feel I want to talk to, and send out a magical pulse. What is a magical pulse? It's something that I associate to that god. So for example, if I want to initiate communication with Odin, I would make sure to use the throat area. So I would probably use a shout of some kind. And I will choose a location in nature that for me resonates with the energies of Odin. At that point, say that I would choose a mountain wall. So I will go there, shout towards the mountain wall, and at that point, when the pulse, so the shout, reaches the wall of the mountain, that will get back to me as an echo. So that will be Odin talking back to me, and then it's in the power of the Gidya, of the vulva, of the person to interpret that echo traveling back. Local legends, very local legends, tend to say that when you launch the pulse, if you get back a sensation of itching in your hands, that is a sign that the gods or spirit, the land, are actually, as a matter of fact, sending the echo back, so sending the pulse back to you. So what is the pulse? The pulse is the drum, the pulse is the tempo, pulse is life. So they are talking and communicating back to you. So pay attention to your hands if you feel the itching, because that is a clear sign that that god God you're trying to establish connection with is actually talking back to you. It's wonderful, my friends. There is really so much that we can train our bodies and our minds when it comes to connecting with the land, connecting to the gods, to elevate that experience, to drag it out of from the ordinary into the extraordinary. And I hope that these little monthly tips can always inspire you and help you to achieve a more vibrant relationship with the gods, the land, and also with yourself. It's very, very important to establish a more sparkly connection with yourself. So good luck with that. Let me know, guys, in the comments. You know that I love to hear your experiences. It's highly it elevates my approach to this whole concept of this new real life channel. It makes it an exchange, and that is what I love. So let me know in the comments, guys. Lovely little time together. I love you. Mwah. Guys, we are struggling. We are with a temperature of minus roughly 10 degrees. I can barely imagine what the real feel is, you know, if I should just guess, you know, like a minus 15 probably a real feel. We are really struggling inside today. It's probably because we have made like a very big fire, so I was it's just been constant fire but never a proper like a big one. So I was trying to fix that. I came outside. Sorry for the sounds, but they are fixing some water pipes, so not on our property but further. So just some wood. It's cold. Kindling sticks, guys. These are amazing when you want to make a fire to grow like really fast, to get that burst of heat, and then you place big logs. I can guarantee you guys that in the winter it is actually a job in itself keeping the fire alive. It's a wonderful job, but it is a job in itself. So you have to, if you get distracted for a reason or another, because maybe you're working on something, or in our case we're editing all the time, so if you just forget for a second about it, then that's it. You have to start all over again, because the fire will become too little. You just have embers. It's not hot enough. It's a job in itself. Do you remember the name of the Viking instrument?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. But yes, it's a Viking instrument.
It is actually. It's legit.
Yes.
We can confirm
Yes.
that it's legit.
Yes.
So
It's
huh? Yeah, you can.
I don't remember how to. Let's see if I manage. Momentum.
Yeah. I can wait. Wow! What is this called? Do you remember? Yeah, we're gonna find the name for you guys, but it's
I'm not
legit.
in this video.
Yes, you are clearly. So it's a beautiful instrument to have. I feel. We're killing it. By the time. By the time we're at 2,000. 2,100 unsubscribe to this channel right here, right now. No, actually we offered a piece of history, if anything, you know, a piece of history. Guys, we left you all alone. I'm coming to pick you up. I'm growing older, Daniel. Here, waiting for you to tell me what this thing is called. I'm getting old. Jawel. Lure. Lure. Guys, it's called indeed lure. For those of you who might be interested in Viking instruments, it's a very nice instrument to think about adopting. Where the hell did we adopt it? I have a memory that is really so short. What did we do? You remember?
Yeah, on the second-hand shop.
Yes, yes.
I had Jarle to run and pick it up. I saw it online.
Exactly. We have several second-hand markets in the main city that is an hour and a half away from here, and all of a sudden, guys, you can find something like this, you know, a treasure of this kind. We had doubts in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, Daniel, we were here on the island, so which is an hour and a half away from Bodø, and Daniel called his stepfather and said, you have to go and pick up the lure, because I just left it behind because I was unsure. So he went and picked it up, and there you have it. Now, I don't want to call it your everyday Viking instrument really, but everyday Viking instrument, this one. So given that this was used for communicating almost on a daily basis, of course, from people from one side to another, for example, of a village or a mountain, whatever, these days, you know, what use can we make of the lure, you know? Yet again, it could be a beautiful instrument for offering your presence or energy signature to the land when you are outside. So to emulate or become a bird, so emulate the sound of birds. There is so much that you can actually do with this in your spiritual practice, and you can also have a little bit of fun. This is Fröydis performing at the best of her abilities. Oh, we suck so bad. Oh. It's the knock. I think it's... Okay. Oof. It looks like a psychiatric word, with all due respect, you know, but we could just simply join the dance, really. Yeah, oi.
It's from the Bronze Age.
Yeah, it's from the Bronze Age. If you have more details, you can add it.
It's the oldest Norwegian instrument that we know.
Yeah, so you heard it. I hope, guys, oldest Norwegian instrument that we know of. So magical, absolutely magical. So happy that he decided to just go for it. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm just looking at the sun for the first time after 3 months. It hurts so bad. I cannot tell you how my eyes are. Oh, it hurts so bad. I can't even look like in the general direction. It's incredible, but it is. Oh, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. It's beautiful. Oh, guys, this is incredible. Oh my my gosh, I can't believe it. After 3 months, but can you comprehend what this means to people living above the Arctic Circle? You know, we do live in shadows, my friends, you know. It's like vampires. We just... we live in the shadows for so long. 3 months, we started to count 3 months, and then all of a sudden it reappears in the sky. And in the beginning it's like we do feel like vampires, because you can't look at it. It's just too painful for the retina, and so I'm lost for words. It's just too beautiful, too beautiful. I get emotional every year. It's crazy, but it takes your breath away. It really does take your breath away. I can't look at it, so, but wow, it's difficult to explain, you know, very, very difficult. It's like all of a sudden meeting a very, very old friend, so that in some months it's gonna be with us all the time, so it's gonna shine in our sky 24 hours a day. But the first time we meet it, wow, that's powerful. That's powerful, my friends. I just wanted to share it with you. I was not expecting that. As I told you, we don't have it on the other side of the island. We don't have, because we have a very tall mountain, so we don't see the sun until the 14th, 16th of February, when it shines on our household. But we are on the other side of the island, and they get to see it for very little. As you can see, it's going down. Let's put it like that, guys, that on the way to the mechanic for changing a parking bulb, we were most certainly not expecting to see the sun. For those, you know, where it's visible for those 15-20 minutes when it is in between fjords, we were most certainly not expecting that kind of blessing. It's really today's miracle, really today's miracle. Beautiful.
Well, until next time, remember, all our small daily deaths happen to allow us to fall in love with our life again and relearn joy over and over again. All right then, over and out.